Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to start with a new subject which is economics for class 9. Now this is a new subject for all of you. So before we start with the first chapter, let me ask, do you know what economics is? Well, it is a social science which studies how the economic units like household, a farm or production unit, and even the government take decisions related to production, consumption, distribution, and exchange. Now, while taking these decisions, they always try to allocate their scarce resources in such a manner so as to maximize their benefits. Sounds a little complicated, right? Well, it is very simple actually. Let's take an example. Suppose your mother gives you a 500 rupees. Now you are free to use it in whatever possible manner you want to. Now you want to do so many things. Maybe to buy a pizza, to buy a new shirt, to buy a pen, and even to buy a new book. But can you do these all at the same time? No. Why? The reason is your wants are unlimited, whereas the resources available with you are scarce or say limited. So there comes a necessity to go for a trade off, to choose among the alternatives, to take a call as per which one is most important and needs to be done first, so that the available resource, which is your 500 rupees here of course, is used efficiently and effectively. Now these similar decisions have to be taken in the macro level as well, and this is economics. Is it not interesting? Well, another doubt that children often have is economics and economy. Is there a difference? Well, now let me tell you. Economy is treating the world or state or country as a marketplace that deals with these all production, consumption, distribution, and exchange things, while economics is the study of the state or country or world as a market. Okay, now I hope you have an idea about what economics is in brief, right? So, enough of introduction for now. Now, without further delay, let's get started with our first chapter. Okay? So, today is an introductory class. The first chapter is the story of village Palampur. Now, in this chapter, we are going to cover the basic concepts of production with reference to village Palampur. Now, what is Palampur? Palampur here is a hypothetical village, with reference to which we are going to see how various resources are combined to produce the desired goods and services. Here we'll cover the four factors of production, that is land, labor, physical capital and human capital. Then we'll also see farming in production. Here we'll see that land is a fixed factor of production which is a constant of course. Again, how to increase production in the fixed land. Okay. Will the land sustain? How the other factors like labor, physical and human capital are organized, and also about other non-farming activities. So here we are studying with reference to village Palampur, which is a hypothetical or imaginary village for our easy understanding, and so that we can relate to the concepts how things happen practically. So this village is only a hypothetical one. Now coming down to Palampur. This is a well connected village with neighboring villages like Raiganj and towns like Sahapur. This shows that there is a good enough road and transport available in this village. It is not like any remote isolated village with no connection with the rest of the world. Now, coming to the demographic composition of the village, there are about 450 families belonging to different castes. The 80 upper caste families own the majority of land in the village. Now, this is very important here. Why? We'll come to know as we move further, because in villages, people mostly depend on agriculture to earn their livelihood. So, the more land you have, the more you earn and you are better off. So, same thing is happening here in this village as well. The scheduled caste or Dalits make up to one third of the village population, and they live in one corner of the village. They live in small kacha houses, whereas the upper caste people live in much bigger pakka houses and lead a much better life, of course. However, if you look at the basic amenities available in the village, almost all houses have electricity connection. So tube wells use electricity for better irrigation and other small businesses. There are two primary schools and one high school. Health facilities is also good enough, as there is a government health center and one private dispensary as well. So, overall, we can say it is not one of those remote, neglected, very backward villages we get to see in movies. Rather, almost all basic amenities are available in this village. Now we have a brief idea about Palampur, isn't it? Which is a hypothetical village, of course. So, this being our first class, we'll stop here, and in the next session, we'll see how the production process takes place here by organizing all the factors of production. Okay? So, thanks for watching. See you in the next session. Till then, keep learning, keep growing. Bye bye.